All right, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. It's Mike Lindsley. Video here on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. It's all brought to you by where I'm sitting, Rosie's Corner in Brewerton. You got to get here off the Bartell Road exit. They have themed food during the week. They have pork, they have chicken and biscuits. They've got their fish Friday today with the mac and cheese or the coleslaw. So make sure you get on down here. And oh, by the way, for tomorrow's NFL and Sunday's NFL, you spend $40, you get a large one-topping pizza, 2-liter soda, 24 wings, large chef salad, just $40. What a great deal that is here at Rosie's Corner, the official pizza shop of the ML Sports Platter. Gift cards are always available. Make sure you sneak some of those desserts out of here too, and buy some of the homemade cookies and brownies. Just a delicious place to come eat. They've got awesome potato mac salads and other salads in the cooler, and an array of great beverages. So come on down to Rosie's Corner in Brewerton, the official pizza shop of the ML Sports Platter. Well, look, this past week, some coaching hires in the NFL, and I wanted to dive into those. Matt LaFleur with the Green Bay Packers. Look, everybody's trying to find the next Sean McVay. Maybe he's not out there, but they're all trying damn hard, aren't they? And the Packers think that, you know what, Matt LaFleur's the guy. Clearly, Aaron Rodgers signed off on this. The Green Bay Packers would not have brought in Matt LaFleur unless Aaron Rodgers signed off on it. They're trying to really find lightning in a bottle again with Rodgers, bring a more creative offensive game plan to the table. And in terms of having LaFleur there, his resume to me isn't that impressive. He had some struggling situations before he took this Packer gig. The Titan offense with him didn't really get better with Marcus Mariota. I'm not a big Marcus Mariota fan long-term anyway, but you get the point. So you kind of look at it from the perspective of a chance taker here, the Green Bay Packers. Going with Matt LaFleur, I'm just not sure. Around the football water cooler, a lot of people say that LaFleur really struggles to command a room. Well, geez, as an offensive coordinator, if that's the case, what the heck's going to happen when you're the CEO of the football team? So this is probably the biggest gamble of any of the teams that needed a head coach in terms of Green Bay taking Matt LaFleur. But again, if Aaron Rodgers signed off on it, which I don't even think there's an if, he did, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him in. They're going to try to see what happens, go get some more weapons in the NFL draft, and get Aaron Rodgers certainly a deeper playbook than he had with Mike McCarthy. Let's go to Arizona. And, when we talk about this Arizona gig, you look at Cliff Kingsbury, and I am not surprised that he got a gig. He's young, he's good looking, he's got the facial hair, and he's an offensive wizard. Oh, by the way, name me a guy who has all those credentials? Sean McVay. Again, Arizona trying to figure out if Cliff Kingsbury can be their Sean McVay. And I'll tell you something. Cliff Kingsbury, he worked with Baker Mayfield. He worked with Patrick Mahomes. He is a really, really bright guy. And there's a lot of people out there who love this hire because he is a chance taker. He is going to do things that Doug Peterson does, that Sean McVay does, that Matt Nagy does, that Andy Reid does. They're going to be a more open, creative offense. And with Kingsbury, again, the quarterback and the coach, that symmetry, trying to find that connection is paramount in the NFL. They're hoping that Kingsbury and Rosen can be, two peas in a pod here. Josh Rosen just oozing with potential. A lot of people think he just needs the right head coach, the right play calling, and all the rest. So we'll see if Cliff Kingsbury can be that guy. But I am not at all shocked that this guy got a head coaching job. I know what a lot of folks are thinking, like, not a lot of NFL experience, doesn't have this, but you talk about what he can do. I think we get caught up so much in what guys can't do. Like last year's NFL draft, all we heard about was what Baker Mayfield couldn't do, Josh Allen couldn't do, Sam Darnold couldn't do, Lamar Jackson couldn't do, Josh Rosen couldn't do. What about everything they can do? I kind of look at it that way from a Cliff Kingsbury standpoint as well. What about what he can do for Josh Rosen? Just new offensive innovations and creating a little bit of a different offensive culture there in Arizona. We move on to Bruce Arians getting hired by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think this is actually the best move of all of them. And Bruce Arians has got one problem. and it's Jameis Winston. He's got to go in there and figure out how to solve the Jameis Winston riddle, a guy who is built perfectly for the position, 6'3", 225, 230. The problem is the guy struggles with the check downs, throws too many wild interceptions. He throws the ball 2-3 feet over guys' heads, and he has a decent receiving core led by Mike Evans. So can Bruce Arians come in there and fix Jameis Winston? But I think this is the best one. Honestly, in terms of the hiring, he's going to be kind of like the Joe Madden of the Buccaneers. He's going to be that guy who has an amazing personality. He's a great quote. He can handle a locker room, and they're counting on him to make sure that Jameis Winston can turn this thing around. I like this move a lot for Tampa. But again, that project, that's a tall order, trying to fix what we've seen from Jameis Winston in recent NFL weeks. And then finally, Vance Joseph, we know, got fired by Denver. Well, Denver has gone out and hired Vic Fangio. And again, he's a defensive guy. But again, there have been some defensive coaches that have succeeded in the recent past in the NFL. Fangio is a guy who has complete control and is somebody who I think will dictate and delegate a lot of the offense to the offensive coordinator. I think that's another thing that people miss a lot, is that sometimes it's not really the head coach as much as it is who's the offensive coordinator, unless the head coach has that much of an offensive mind, to which point they're hiring him to basically be a part of the offensive play calling, a la Sean McVay, a la Matt Nagy, a la Doug Peterson, right? In this case, I think Fangio is going to have to kind of delegate some of the offensive playbook to an offensive coordinator in Gary Kubiak, a guy who I think is a top-notch football mind. But they wanted to bring somebody in to have some stability. They don't have a great quarterback situation. That's a huge reason why I think they brought in a defensive guy here at this point. They wanted more of a control, stable, kind of nurturing, let's kind of get this thing figured out from a culture standpoint type of a thing, almost like these guys did a couple of years back with Sean McDermott. They're kind of looking at it that way, and then Kubiak will go ahead and run the offense. They're just looking to have a CEO, a little bit of control, some stability. John Elway's got to go in the NFL draft and get a quarterback. He struck out with all the quarterbacks since Peyton Manning. Paxton Lynch hasn't worked out. They're not very high on Case Keenum. I don't know why they brought him in the first place. So Denver has a very, very tough season upcoming. They're rebuilding a little bit on offense. They don't have the quarterback position figured out. The defense is really good, led by Von Miller, but this was a total, let's grab the best leader, controller, and stabilizer in Vic Fangio, and that's who they brought in to run the show in Denver. I'm Mike Lindsley. This is 9 Minutes with me on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm here at Rosie's Corner, man. You got to get here throughout the weekend. Pizza, wings, hot and cold subs, salads, and more. They have Fish Friday with a coleslaw or mac and cheese. You can also obviously get pork earlier in the week, chicken and biscuits, you name it. This place is great. It's the official pizza shop of the ML Sports Platter. Make sure you go like them on Facebook and share all of their contests and all the rest. It's just a really, really great place to be. And again, this Saturday and this Sunday, you can order up for your NFL football, your playoff football. Feed the Army, $40, large one-topping pizza, 24 wings, large chef salad, and a 2-liter of soda. All of it happening here at Rosie's Corner in Brewerton. Again, go like them on Facebook. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. Be sure to download my podcast, the ML Sports Platter, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. This morning, as I record this, I had Mike Waters on, the beat man and insider for the Syracuse men's basketball team for Syracuse.com and the Post-Standard. By the way, when you download the pod, leave a review. Those always help. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.